guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing how to make this FPP block into a basic zipper pouch. And more importantly, how to make any size basic zipper pouch. It's super easy, it's super fun. You can make them to your desired size to fill with whatever you want. So like I said, we're using this foundation paper piece block. It's one of my star blocks, the Charm Star. Available in my shop, but you can use any block you want or not a block at all, just a piece of fabric. But let's get into it and I will show you the supplies you need. Okay, let's get into the different supplies you'll need. So first you will need a front and a back fabric. So this block is 7.5 inches. So I'm making the front and back the same size, 7.5 inches square. And then you'll need 2 lining pieces. And they are both the same exact size, 7.5 by 7.5 inch squared. You're going to need a zipper that is 1 inch shorter than the length of your front and back piece. So this zipper is 6.5 inches. And then you will need some zipper tabs. These are 2 inches by 2 inches. And lastly, this is optional, but I really recommend it. This is fusible fleece, and you will need 2 pieces the same size as your front and back. So these are 7.5 inch squares. So here's where the fun part comes in. If you want to make a zipper pouch and you want to customize it to whatever size you want, you just need your front, your back, your 2 lining pieces, and your fusible fleece if you're using it to all be the same size. Doesn't matter if you do 3 inches by 6 inches, rectangles, squares, whatever you want. Then your zipper is just going to be 1 inch shorter than the length of your front piece. So that's it. And then I would keep these at 2 inches by 2 inches. Unless you're doing a really big one, you can make them bigger, but I wouldn't really go smaller. And that is it. That is how you make any size zipper pouch you want. This is a super easy beginner zipper pouch to make. You don't even need to use a zipper foot if you don't have one or if you don't want to. I do like my zipper foot, so I'll be using it, but it's not necessary. So all you need is a zipper and some fabric, some fusible fleece, and you're ready to get started. So I've given all of these a good press. So first thing I'm going to do is fuse my fusible fleece to the front and back panels per the manufacturer's instructions. So for mine just has a slightly rougher spotted side. So you put that face up and you put your top piece face down. Then I'm going to give it a press and you just hold it down for 10 to 15 seconds in each spot. So I'm going to do that for the front and back and I'll be right back. Okay, now that we have these fused to our fusible fleece, we can set those aside. The second step is we are going to take our zipper. Now I had to cut my zipper because I have zipper by the yard. So you may not need to do this step if you bought a pre-made non-cut zipper. But since I cut mine, I don't have any zipper stops. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my machine and just sew right as close as I can to the edge. Maybe go forwards and backwards over the zipper teeth a few times just to create that zipper stop. So I'm going to do that and be right back. Now that we have that done, you can see I just went along the edge on both sides. And now we are going to do our zipper pulls. So I've already done this one to show you. But you're going to take your zipper pull, lay it right side down. You are going to fold over each edge, 2 edges, 1/4 inch. Give that a press. Do the other side. And then once you have both of those, you are going to fold this in half and press that as well. So you can see here, I folded over both sides and then folded in half to get that. And then once you have that, you're going to take your zipper and your zipper tab and put your zipper inside it, fold it back over, make sure that both edges are covered, and you're just gonna clip it in place. You will then take it to your machine and you're just going to stitch right along there as close as you can to the edge, and it's going to make a really nice finish. Just make sure you get all 3 layers in that, and like I said, that you don't have this one showing pushing back or anything. Make sure that they're nicely lined up. So I'll go ahead and do that and then show you the finished result. Okay, now that you have done that, you're going to just cut off the excess. And now we are ready to start assembling our pouch. So what you're going to do, grab your clips, binder clips, and your front panel. You are going to place your panel right side up, just like this. You're going to grab your zipper and place it right side down, lining up so there is about a 1/2 inch on both sides. You'll need to make sure that zipper pull is out of the way, facing down. Then you are going to take your lining piece and place it right side down on top of that zipper. And you are just going to clip those in place, making sure that all 3 layers are even. And this is when the zipper foot comes in handy, especially along the bulky zipper foot. But if you don't have one, like I said, you can totally make do without it. But you are just going to sew about 1/4 inch along this seam. And I will do that and meet you right back here. Okay, now that you have that sewn, you can go ahead and press both of these in the same direction, get a nice crease. I'm actually going to do a little top stitching here just for a little added detail, but that is optional. So I'm going to do that and meet you back here. Okay, and that's what the top stitching looks like. So now, next step is you are going to take your backing fabric, lay it right side up, take your zipper, lay it right side down, center it the same, about a 1/2 inch on both sides. Your lining fabric, place right side down, and clip it or pin in place. Now you are going to do the exact same thing and sew about 1/4 inch along that line. Now that I have done that side and top stitched, you can see this is what the underside looks like. So now what we are going to do is make sure your zipper is open about 3/4 of the way. We are going to line up our front and our back right sides together, and then our lining right sides together. So for the zipper, you're going to want to make sure that it is pointing, being folded towards the front and back fabric. And then I usually like to do that and then pin this side first. You can kind of nest those seams, give that a pin, and then go ahead and pin the rest. Make sure they line up. Gonna do this side over here. So just stick your finger in, make sure that that zipper tab is pointing in that direction. Go ahead and nest those seams. And then that's perfect. Now for the lining pieces, do the same. Might have to do some wiggling around. And I like to mark because what we're going to do now is sew all the way around the bag, a 1/4 inch seam allowance, but you need to leave a gap in the lining to be able to push it all through. So I like to do a rather big gap just so I have enough room to push it all the way and not a super small one where it's like near impossible. So I like to mark that for myself so that I don't forget. So I just put a clip roughly where I'm going to do that, and then make sure you're going to front and back stitch. I do it a couple times at the starts just to make sure they stay really secure. So we're going to do that, and I will meet you back here. I wanted to mention too that when you are sewing the sides, you will not be getting the zipper tab in that seam. And don't worry, there's not going to be a hole or anything, but I'll show you what it looks like when we flip it out. But now that we have it all sewn, we're actually going to trim the corners. So go ahead and trim just so you don't get that seam. This is just going to help with the bulk. Okay, so now through that opening, reach your hand in. This is why it's very important that you opened the zipper, and you're just going to take it and fold it inside out. You can reach your hand back in and get those corners all nice. I like to take my scissors. If you have a point turner, that would be better, but I don't. So just try and get a nice pointy edge without poking it through. Do the same to the other side. And then you'll see that our zipper tabs will just pop out like that. And that's what they'll look like on the corner. You'll do the same over here. Leaves a really nice finish. And then go ahead and in your lining do the same. You can poke out those corners. Now that we've done that, we are going to take this lining piece to our machine, fold these under, and you are going to stitch along that edge as close as you can to the edge to sew it up. I'll be right back. Okay, now that is what that looked like. We can go ahead and just push it down into our bag. It's looking so good, so cute. So now that it is finished, I actually like to give it a good press again, just to make this block really crisp and stand out. And I'll be right back. Okay, and there we have it all finished. I love how it turned out. Just go ahead and trim any loose threads you have. But I think it turned out super, super cute. And it's a really good size. So like I said, you can make any size you want and they'll come out perfect anytime. So if you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.